He wants back into her life, but when she asks what would change, he only says how much he misses her. She does not treat his request as a repair plan simply because it is more direct than his previous contact. A request can be sincere without containing repair. Wanting his place back and being ready to hold it are two different things. Here are 4 things that reveal the difference. Number 1. She listens for whether he can name what actually broke. He tells her the apartment feels too quiet. He says he has been thinking about her more than he expected and wishes things had ended differently. He describes the routines he misses, the conversations he still remembers, and the future he assumed they would have. None of that has to be false. His absence may have become real to him in ways it was not while she was still available. But every sentence describes his experience of losing the relationship. It does not yet describe his understanding of what the relationship required her to carry. He can explain that he misses her without naming the withdrawal that made her feel alone while they were still together. He can regret the ending without recognizing how often she waited for him to return emotionally. He can want another chance without having considered what it was like for her to keep adjusting to closeness that disappeared whenever the relationship became difficult. That is the first threshold. Can he name the rupture without making her explain it for him again? Can he recognize its impact without immediately shifting the conversation back to what he intended, what he feared, or how difficult the ending has been for him? She is not asking him to use perfect language. She's listening for evidence that his attention has moved beyond his loss and toward the experience that made her step away. Wanting her tells her what he feels now. Naming what broke shows whether he understands why wanting her is no longer enough. Number 2. She listens for whether he can describe what he would do differently. Understanding the past matters, but rebuilding trust also requires a different response when the old pressure returns. She does not need a grand promise that he will never withdraw again. She needs to know whether he has thought about the moments when withdrawal used to become his only answer. What would he do when closeness begins to feel demanding? What would happen when she asks for clarity and he feels exposed? Could he say that he needs time without disappearing? Could he return to a difficult conversation without waiting for her to make it safe, gentle, and easy for him? These questions move the conversation from emotion to capacity. He may speak warmly, remember small details, and sound more open than she has heard him sound in months, but she listens for something more specific than intensity, a new way of responding to the exact conditions that damaged the relationship before. An emotional appeal describes how badly he wants the relationship back. A repair plan describes how he intends to behave when having the relationship becomes uncomfortable again. That distinction is easy to miss because longing can sound like transformation. His feelings may be completely genuine. He may believe that missing her this much means he is ready, but a person can sincerely want a relationship back and still have no new way to remain present inside it. His desire explains why he returned. Only a different response to the old pressure would show returning could become something more. Number 3. His readiness becomes visible when she does not immediately say yes. She tells him she needs time and that trust could not be decided in one conversation. She does not make him perform remorse. She simply refuses to move faster than the evidence supports. This is where the request becomes a process rather than a moment. He now has to tolerate her uncertainty and the possibility that honesty will not instantly produce the outcome he wants. He may has to hear how his withdrawal affected her without correcting her interpretation, and remain respectful without reassurance that his effort will lead to reconciliation. This is where readiness becomes visible, and it was never about making him prove himself. Repair naturally contains discomfort because the person who was hurt cannot offer trust before she has experienced what would make trust possible again. Some avoidantly attached people can remain present, acknowledge defensiveness, return after taking space, and respect caution without treating it as rejection. Others may minimize what happened or begin treating her carefulness as the new problem. She does not have to diagnose his motives. She only notices what happens when his desire encounters a boundary. If he wants her only while the path back remains effortless, he may be seeking relief from loss more than participating in repair. The process reveals whether he can stay present when wanting her does not produce the answer he hoped for. Number 4. She watches whether the change continues when reconciliation is not guaranteed. One conversation can show insight. It cannot show consistency. That part becomes visible later, after the emotional urgency settles, and there is no dramatic moment pushing him to say everything correctly. The real evidence appears in uneventful moments: the evening he feels crowded but communicates instead of vanishing, the agreement he revisits without prompting, and the week when nothing dramatic is happening, yet his effort remains quietly steady. Does he follow through? Can he communicate steadily when the conversation is ordinary, not only when he fears losing her? If he needs space, does he name it and return as promised? When discomfort appears, does he manage his response instead of making her regulate the distance for both of them? Consistency is not perfection. It's a pattern she no longer has to invent for him. It keeps appearing without immediate reassurance, or the old pattern gradually returns once the pressure of almost losing her fades. She is not withholding affection to teach him a lesson. She is allowing time to reveal what one emotional request cannot. Missing her explains his desire. What he repeatedly does without a guaranteed outcome reveals his capacity. While she waits for evidence instead of urgency, another dependence loosens. She once needed him to explain the past correctly before trusting her own decision. But if her boundary no longer depends on his agreement, his version of the ending no longer holds the authority it once did. Wanting a place back is the easier request. Rebuilding the ability to hold it is slower work, and the person who already carried the relationship cannot complete it for him. She can care about him, remain open to evidence, and decline to restore something that exists in his desire, but not yet in his behavior. Once she stops needing his explanation to feel finished with the ending, the next question is what he realizes when his version of closure no longer holds that power. That is where the next analysis begins. I'm Attachment Decoded, and I'll see you in the next analysis.